Coming up on Look Today, well, a public forum was held last night at the Glens Falls Civic Center on revitalization grant initiatives. I've got details. And the American Legion Post 233 in Glens Falls announced a community forum series. More on that coming up. And incumbent Mayor Joe Orlo of South Glens Falls will run as an independent in the March elections. I've got those details. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome, everyone. I'm Jay Hood Jackson, and this is Look Today. In tonight's program, I sit down with Joe Orlo. He's the mayor of South Glens Falls. He's here to talk about the village and the upcoming election in March. I also sit down with Darlene Hayes. Now, she's the chair of the board for the Warren County SPCA, and we're joined by Sheila O'Connor. She's a fundraising coordinator, and they're here to talk about SPCA's open house and animals that are up for adoption this weekend. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, a public forum was held last night at the Glens Falls Civic Center. Now, the forum opened up discussion on how the money from the $10 million revitalization grant will be allocated. Now, one of those allocations will go to the Arts, Entertainment, and Wellness District that is being developed in Glens Falls. Now, we were at the meeting, and we spoke to Ed Bartholomew. He's the president of the Warren County EDC.
I think this is another component of our downtown revitalization that, in effect, will provide more opportunities, starting with our public art trail that's going to connect one side of town, the Troy Shirt Factory and the Hyde Collection, with downtown area and our Civic Center, the Wood Theater.
Now, the meeting also outlined other downtown revitalization initiative projects. And we spoke to John Miller. He's an activist within the community.
Actually, when I first came to one of the first committee meetings, I think back in like September, the DRI area was significantly smaller, and it didn't include anything close to the waterfront, which was really problematic for me, just because I think that the feeder canal is what makes this area truly unique, and it really incorporates all of Glens Falls, Hudson Falls, and Fort Edward.
I don't think I've ever seen the community of Glens Falls get this excited or this passionate about something. It's really something to see. All right, in other news, the American Legion Post 233 in Glens Falls announced a new series of community forums. Now, they will begin Wednesday at the Greater Glens Falls Salvation Army Community Center. The first meeting will feature Brian LaFleur. Now, he's Warren County Director of Emergency Services. We spoke to Carl Fosco. He's the Vice Commander of the American Legion Post 233.
The purpose of the speaker forum series sponsored by our American Legion Post 233, Sons of the American Legion, is to inform the community and give back to the community issues and interests that we feel the public should know about.
Boy, good stuff, right? All right, switching from news to weather. Temperatures warmed up into the 40s. In case you didn't know what that yellow orb in the sky is, it's called the sun. However, there's a possibility that we're going to get snow flurries later tonight. All right, let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thank you, Jesse. Well, as we head into our Thursday night into Friday, we do continue to watch some more drier weather doing its best to work back in. A huge area of real estate across the midsection of the country. In fact, stretching from the Carolinas back out to California with high pressure and control. So not a whole lot going on, the exception being the Northeast. So we're still watching this wraparound moisture from around the low. So some limited snow shower activity, especially coming off the lakes as we roll through the overnight hours. And it'll be chilly. Temperatures in the 20s, 30s, and teens, and we're going to see the smattering of 20s and 30s for the most part across the Northeast as we do our best to try to clear back out heading into the weekend. Overcast skies here across the Tri-North counties, 28 degrees for the overnight low. We'll keep that cloud cover, chance at a few light snow showers. Winds will eventually come back more out of the west, and that'll help give us still a little bit of moisture. Don't be surprised we wake up to a couple of flurries. Otherwise, cloudy skies, 38 degrees for the daytime high. Now out the door tomorrow morning for a commute. Going going to bundle back up with the wind chills into the teens and low 20s. We'll see our temperatures out the door about 28 to 31, maybe a little bit of sunshine or a passing snow flurry or two. That's what we have to expect heading out the door. Then here comes the weekend. Temperatures still above freezing, but a general cooling trend. That sunshine breaks back out Sunday, high 33. We're going to dive back down into the 20s by Monday and Tuesday, so a big time cool down still upcoming as we head into next week. Well, that's it from the weather studio. Now let's get back to you, Jesse.
Thanks, Brent. Hey, and a reminder, the second forecast that you see within the program every day also includes a ski report for West Gore and Whiteface. It's part of the upgrades we're doing in reporting the weather. All right, back to the news. More than 80 people voted at South Glens Falls Village Hall on Tuesday in the Republican caucus. Well, the incumbent mayor, Joe Arlo, lost that vote. However, he will run as an independent on the March 21st ballot. Now, we spoke to the mayor about this.
Well, I would say that, first of all, part of what caused me to lose the caucus is I am independent. I believe I represent 3,500 people, not a select few. You learn a lot from everybody. I gave myself 3 years to really learn the job, and I've accomplished that. And I realize we have a great community, and that community is based on the employees, the services we provide, we need to maintain them, and the residents.
Now, I sit down with Joe later on in this program for a more detailed interview. Very interesting personality. Plus, I also sit down with Darlene Hayes. She's a chair of the board for Warren County SPCA and joined by Sheila O'Connor. She's a fundraising coordinator. They're here to talk about the SPCA's open house this weekend and the animals that are up for adoption, including one that you'll see in person. First, you see news happening? You want to share a story idea? How about join us for an interview? Then give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. I've got a couple of lookouts for tonight. First one has to go to Ed Bartholomew. I mentioned early in the program, I've rarely seen a community rally the way Glens Falls is rallying around this revitalization grant. That meeting last night was just downright exciting. Plenty of very solid ideas on how that money is going to be spent. And let's face it, it's all going towards the revitalization of Glens Falls. Very cool. Reminder, the State of the City address in Saratoga is this Saturday. I'll remind you again tomorrow. Also, a viewer called me up. They noticed one of our new marketing partners, Pasta Pane. And when I looked at it, I realized that first I want to welcome them and also remind you that Nick Parecka, the Parecka family, owns Pasta Pane in Clifton Park. And check them out. It's a seriously good restaurant. We want to welcome them to our list of marketing partners. And last but not least, following in our animal theme that you saw today, Lori LaFond, who we affectionately refer to around here as the Bird Lady, will be in tomorrow, and she's bringing an owl. Those are always very exciting interviews, more ways than one, okay? Actually, when these owls look at you, you're being looked at, by the way. All right, so much for that. Tonight on Look TV, it's sold. That's our call-in auction program. It's a great estate jewelry and coins. And don't forget, tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.